1.52 million real estate agents currently in the United States. That's according to NAR's February report that I just read. That is a lot of real estate agents. And there's with that, there is a lot of competition going on in our world. And I know when I've been talking to a lot of agents, I'm getting common conversations. I'm so tired. This person is not doing what they're supposed to be doing. I'm dealing with uneducated people. It's a struggle to get deals done because of who's on the other side. So bring it back to the 1.52 million real estate agents. It's the largest number of realtors NAR has ever had since their existence. Mm-hmm. And in a world where the professional, top-notch realtor is feeling the pains and the struggles, they're exhausted because a lot of times they're having to do two jobs. They're having to do the job of the person that they represent, and they're having to turn around and do the same job for the other side because, unfortunately, the other side is not pulling their weight. There's two ways us as professional real estate agents can really start to re-energize, because I think we're tired, and I think one of the things that we need to really delve into is how do we as professional top-notch real estate agents recharge and fill up our cup.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So let's break this into two different parts, Brian. We have personal care, which is caring for ourselves personally, and then we have personal growth and developing ourselves. And I like to use the analogy of filling your cup. I mentioned it just a minute ago. And there is we only have so much time, energy in a day. So we can on the personal care side we can fill our cup. And then on the other side, we can actually make our cup bigger. We can expand the size of our cup. So when we pour into ourselves, we have a lot more capacity to be able to serve our clients.
Yeah, and go back to what you were talking about, the 1.5 million real estate agents. And then, for lack of a better term, you have agents out there that are professional, competent. They do this full time. That let's just call it what it is. This is my job. And then there's some that have gotten their license and wanted to help a friend, and that's okay. But that's the stress within the market. You already have a very, very hard market right now. There are a lot of stresses within this market. Let's say I'm working with 10 buyers right now that I'm putting 10 offers on each house and I'm showing them, and it's just crazy. But then on top of that, what you said, when you're having to do both sides of the deal sometimes, because let's just be honest, the other person is doing their normal day-to-day job during the day, but the transaction still has to take place. It's a challenge, and agents are stressing about all of this.
No question. And I want to kind of, that was just to set the stage. Let's just be honest. This is not a negative episode. This is positive. What are we going to do for ourselves? But I just want to kind of, make sure that we're setting the stage for what we're all experiencing. Let's acknowledge it. This is what we're experiencing every day. Now, what can we do in ourselves to become better, to alleviate some of those stresses, and make sure that we're recharged? Because at the end of the day, what I heard at a conference not too long ago, that when the phone call rings and one of your A-plus clients calls you and says, "Hey, I've got a referral for you," you need to make sure that when you're talking to that referral, that you are on the top of your game. Like, you are excited. They're the most important person in your world, and you're there to help them. Because if not, they're gonna feel it. They're gonna feel that you're not on top of your game. And if you're still living in the the woe is me and the trenches of the real estate business, that's going to affect your long game, because you're not treating that person that came to you as a referral from one of your great clients as important as they should be treated. Mm-hmm. So want to kind of break it down. So we'll kind of go in the first direction is what can you do to expand the size of your cup? Because if your cup is really, really small, you can only put so much into it. So let's start by getting a bigger cup.
Yeah. So think about, when you think about expansion, you're thinking about growth, stretching, doing things, getting outside of your comfort zone. These things are kind of like, I want to learn more. I want to learn how to be more effective and more efficient. I want to be more knowledgeable in the area. I want to be better.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And even beyond that, I want to be better, but I can be more efficient. I can do things quicker. What's the best place to reach the folks that I'm trying to reach, and making sure that all that's in line. So, I kind of break it down. I've got some kind of little silos of different ways to go about this. But let's start with education. In any business, in any profession, you have to continually be educating yourself and adjusting how you're doing things. And real estate's no different. We're constantly provided opportunities for, I'm going to use air quotes here, training and education. But what is it? What is education? What are we trying to do to better ourselves, to expand the size of our cup, to be able to provide more for our clients? And there are a couple of different arenas, and let's break them all down. You have on the top one that is required education, that your government and your states will require you to have a certain level of continuing education, that they provide the content and the information. That's number one. You have your business building type of education, where you're learning how to build your business. Tactical and strategic development, which is how you're conducting your business. And then you have just joint masterminding, best practices, things of that nature. So, let's kind of delve into all of these arenas and where people can kind of spend their time and really develop the skills they need to expand the size of their cup.
Yep, sounds good. So first off, when you talk about continuing education, the kind of, let's call it, mandated education that we have to continue our licensure basically from year to year, I always look at that more on the lines of I'm going to teach you the rules. It's really I want to teach you the rules. Here's how I keep you from getting in trouble.
Sure. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, as we talked about before, they're ever changing. The way we do business is ever changing, but also the rules, because the market and times dictate adjustments to the rules. And then let's just be honest, we need to reinforce rules that are not necessarily always followed.
Yep, absolutely.
So I know in the state of North Carolina, we're required to take 8 hours of continuing education. 4 of those are a mandatory update course, which is exactly in line with those. But then you have the opportunity to take, or you're required to take 4 additional hours of elective. And it's, I would encourage you that don't just put into play the easy one, the one that's going to be the least amount of effort. Really look at it. If you're going to take 4 hours out of your day, go find something that's going to be useful to you. There's a lot of courses out there offering, and that delve into some of the ones that are going to really affect you in your business. So I look at CE as the mandatory minimum. Mm-hmm. It is the least amount of education you can provide yourself to still be a licensed real estate agent.
Yep.
So I won't spend too much time on that. Business building. Diving into where in the world can I go as an agent to get business building education? How do I further myself in that arena?
So the first thing you look at is what kind of training is out there. Building your business. Find the training places that are out there that will help you with that. A lot of brokerages do it. You have coaching programs, Brian Buffini's group, Buffini and Company. You have Tom Fair. You have a whole bunch of different groups that have training programs out there. Literally, if you Googled real estate training, you would probably have 10 things pop up.
You would, and I would argue, don't just Google it. Talk to somebody. Because at the end of the day, there are a lot of people selling real estate training because, let's just be honest, we as real estate agents buy a lot of crap. And so if we buy a lot of crap, they're going to sell us a lot of crap. So do your due diligence. If you're looking to build your business, it needs to be in the realm, and I would look to take advice from someone who has built businesses and who has experience in that arena versus someone who just decided to pick up someone else's textbook and regurgitate the same stuff.
Yeah, and I would also say too, number one, everybody teaches things a little bit differently. You're talking about strategies and techniques at this point. Everybody teaches doing business a little bit differently. Figure out how each one of them does and which one of them best suits your personality the best, and focus on that. And when I say focus, continue. Don't just do one, think, oh, now I'm really good at this, now I'm going to do this other one over here, because that's not the right way to go. Do it, master it, and do your best, and have continual education around that piece to just make you better.
Yeah. One of the things that an acronym that we've used and have in the training and business building aspect is SPAR, and SPAR stands for study, practice. What's the A stand for? Take action.
Take action. Yep.
And then come back and repeat. Mm-hmm. So study, practice, which is practices role playing or putting things in place, taking what you've studied and practiced into the real world, take action, and then come back and retake the course or the business planning that you've done, because it's in the repeat where the gold is. It's not in the initial training course. It is not filling out that booklet that has the blanks that you fill in your stuff on a one-time thing. That's not where the gold is. The gold is after you take action, and then you get the aha, oh, that's what he was meaning, or that's what she was talking about. And then you retake the class and you get a different perspective, and then you go back out and repeat. And it is a cycle. It is not a beginning and ending. It is a cycle.
Yeah, it's the same concept when you watch a movie for a second or third time and you see, oh, wait, I didn't recognize that the last time, or I didn't see that last time through.
I can't say that about Goonies. I have seen it 400 times, and I can quote it for us today. So, yes, absolutely, no question. So when you're going down those roads, there are a lot of different opportunities to help build your business. And for those of us who are professionals, I can't encourage you enough in the business building is to, in the search for someone or some organization that's going to be able to help you, when you find the correct one, most of the times there's going to be a mentor within that organization or that coaching company or that brokerage that's willing to go along this journey with you. And I cannot encourage you enough to allow that to happen. Be open to it. Be vulnerable to having someone come along your journey with you, because you're going to get the most out of it if you have a third-party person that intimately knows what's going on with you and can help you along the way.
Yeah, the most self-disciplined person is not going to have enough accountability to stretch you as far as you need to go to better improve yourself. It's kind of like having that fitness coach. We can all go out and do what we need to do on a personal level, what we feel like we can do. But guess what? We always get into our own way. And having that accountability person, that mentor, that coach, allows you to push just a little bit further.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, all right, so there's different avenues of where we can go to expand the size of our cup. We've talked about CE. We have talked about getting in a business building and a coaching type of relationship. What else? What else is there, Brian, that I can do on a day-to-day basis to really hone in and help build my business?
Probably one of the best things. If I was a newer agent or an agent that just wanted to get better or do more than I'm doing now, I would go talk to the people that are there. I would mastermind with some other people, try to learn from them. You know, you watch the big fish, and that's how you become more of a big fish in that pond.
Absolutely, and kind of go down that road of masterminding. Masterminding, you're going to have. Let's just talk about it, not necessarily in years of experience, but more along the lines of the amount of production that you're doing as an agent. And honestly, I'm going to agree but disagree for a second, because I think there's two, not really disagree, but more kind of separate. Masterminding with those that are doing similar business as you is going to provide you perspective that that just having a meeting with a lot of different people and a lot of different production levels is not going to provide, because people that do similar production numbers as you have the same struggles. They're going through the same problems. And masterminding with that group of people is important to provide you strategies and things to be able to help navigate where you currently are, right?
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's different in the standpoint of, if I want to learn some other things to get bigger and better, I need to be around the bigger and better player. Then when you're talking with the ones really kind of, I think what you're talking about is I've got an issue. I need to solve this issue. And most likely, if you're talking to 10 people in and around kind of where you're at, somebody else has already had that issue,
Yep.
and they know how to solve it.
Absolutely. That does not pull back from what you said, which is, kind of on the day-to-day basis, who you surround yourself with, who you're working with on a daily basis is so important. If you find yourself going into the office I like to use this analogy. If you find yourself that you're the smartest person in the room all the time, guess what? You're in the wrong room. Mm-hmm. You need to change what room you're in, because your growth has stopped. You are now the pinnacle of the growth that you're going to be. So it's important for you to go find different rooms where there are smarter people around you, because that's how you're going to grow. That's how you're going to get better.
Yeah, totally agree.
So as we're looking at expanding the size of our cup, becoming more efficient, it's important that you don't go at this from one perspective. We've listed a number of different things here today, but one of these is not going to be the silver bullet. One of these is not going to get you to the next level. It's being able to take all of this and implement them into your world. It's important to make yourself better. Go back to what I originally said at the beginning, 1.52 million realtors. I'm going to take that another level. Double that, that's the number of licensed real estate agents. So we have 1.52 million people that are a part of an association, another 1.5 million people that are licensed real estate agents. That's 3 million real estate agents out in the world, right? I would argue 75% of them are not full-time, well-equipped, highly professional real estate agents. Where are you? Where do you lie?
Yeah, and I would say if you take anything out of this, we've given you a lot of places to go to find things. But the main thing is do you have a mindset of personal growth, of expanding your cup? If you don't, or you're even questioning that, that's the first place I would look, is start thinking about that. How do I make myself better?
Absolutely. This is so important. This is not something to take lightly. This isn't something that you decide to do because you woke up and something struck you that day. This takes some really thought, planning, and putting things in place. I would encourage you to start having conversations with those that you would like to emulate, those that you feel that have their stuff together. Now, don't assume they're 100%. Don't assume just because someone that you feel has everything together that they're the ones who are going to be your mentor. You need to go into having conversation with them with an open mind that maybe they do, maybe they don't. Maybe it's just a perception thing. But important to have conversations with high-level, like-minded people to help you grow. And that's why we're here. We're here as an outlet to providing ideas to help raise the standards in our industry, because without that, our industry dies. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, and let us know what kind of things that you guys have done that have worked or even not worked. That way, others of you that are out there that may be looking at certain things and come across it, that may be something that may interest them.
Absolutely. And if you need someone to have a conversation with and you're looking to start a conversation, we're always open. That's what we love to do, and would love to chat with you. Guys, take care, and we will see you next time.